Welcome to my digital Lego city. It's not real, it's digital. In this video, I just want to share a few updates I made over the past few weeks. I always wanted to build a Lego vineyard, so I did it. It sits right next to the peach farm, and I used the open field beside the shed to create a small family garden where they grow a few vegetables. First up, I finished the driveway leading to the house. It travels up a bit of an incline and ends at a small loading area where trucks can pull in to drop off cargo. I like to imagine it also gives cars a spot to turn around so they don't have to reverse all the way back down. Beside the driveway, I put a little staging area where cargo can be stored as they await being loaded into trucks. On both sides of the driveway, two large vineyards stretch down a gentle hill towards the road. The one on this side will likely get a bit of an update down the road. I'm thinking of adding one of those classy winery buildings you often see next to vineyards. Something like this. This is the Peller Estates Winery in Niagara-on-the-Lake. So I might chop down some of these grapevines to make room for it somewhere over here. The vineyard on the other side is bordered by a hill, which will slope down into a small stream on the far side. There are some workers taking care of grapes, and on the other side, more are picking grapes on this hot day. I created 5 distinct grape plants, which are used in the vineyard. I was experimenting with different angled bars, Technic axles, and clip pieces to create various curved shapes to emulate the twisted vines you see on grape plants. I wanted somewhat bushy, mature grape plants, so they use a fair amount of plant plates to provide the dense foliage I was aiming for. For those who are interested, I put the grape plant I/O files on my Gumroad page for free if you want to download them and deconstruct how I made them for your own real physical builds. Links are in the description box below. The slopes on each side of the vineyard aren't the same. One's a bit steeper and the other is more gentle. I mainly did this just to experiment with different types of terrain techniques. On this side, I used a lot of plant wedges and many levels to create a gentle slope. The other side has to cover a larger vertical distance, so I used slope pieces to create a steeper and more dynamic grade. I guess it's lunchtime. Everyone's enjoying the food and they have this great barbecue setup too. By the way, those barbecue models are from some tutorials on YouTube. Links in the description if you are interested. Hey everyone, this build took a bit longer than usual as I was experimenting with mecha bricks more than usual, and this required me to learn all the UI and shortcuts. In addition, I think I'll go back to the industrial sector of my layout for a bit and switch back and forth whenever, because it kind of gets boring working on factories one after another, and this allows me to stay excited for my builds. Back up on the upper level, I've replaced the open field with a garden that the family uses for growing some vegetables. I really enjoy building this part, especially filling it with all kinds of vegetables. Some of them I made using tutorials or ideas I picked up from other builders, but others, like this cucumber plant, are my own design, and I think it turned out pretty cool. Some viewers suggested adding a chicken coop, which I think is a great idea. I had already built this section and started rendering by the time I posted the last video, so I need to find a place to fit the coop in. Just to show a little more of the crops being grown here, there is a little cornfield here. I found it interesting that corn plants near the edges of fields look like they are stressed and tend to be undersized, so I did that in my little field. There's a large patch of carrots, beets, and onions. I like colored Swiss chard, so I put some in. I really like the look of using various hair pieces to create the cauliflower, broccoli, and Boston lettuce plants. There's some field tomatoes and peppers, as well as a zucchini patch here and a pumpkin patch on the other side. At the end of the garden, the farm owners installed a polytunnel to grow some temperature-sensitive crops. There are lots of water points and spigots around for easy access. Both my grandparents were avid gardeners, and I remember helping them water the plants when I was little, trying to wrangle what felt like a mile-long green hose all over the yard. It's time for a break in this hot weather. I also started creating the borders of this peach farm property. It's bordered on this side by an overgrown dirt road, which acts as a nice quiet place to take a walk. I'm not sure what's going to be the farm's neighbor on this side yet. That's it for this update. At the time of recording, I'm not sure what's coming next. I'm somewhat itching to return to the industrial part of the city, and I've been looking at some inspiration on what's gonna come next. Stay tuned. Thanks for watching.